So we're gonna, again, starting from this position, and you get to the body triangle. So now we're gonna work, you can do this, we're gonna do a triangle from the back. You can do it from this position, or you can do it when your arm is already over here. It doesn't really matter where you have your arms. So now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open, keep your hands connected. So I'm gonna use my bottom leg, just like I did to get the arm, I'm gonna push him down a little bit. And then instead of throwing my leg over, I'm gonna bring my heel, I'm gonna try to get my heel inside of his elbow here, like that. Now I can use my heel to sort of push and break his grip. If you get a really strong guy, a lot of times you have to cross your ankles over his wrists and use that to pull. And on a super strong guy, when you get like this, you're gonna have to bring your arm all the way over and use it like this. But the key here is either use your foot to push, and if they're really strong, cross your ankles over their wrists. And then I'm gonna back heel tight into his wrist and pull to separate his hands. Now I need to pull his arm up above his head. All right? So the way I do that is I just make a switch under his elbow. I pull his arm up and towards his head like this. And in real life, when you do this, you want to kind of hip into the back of their shoulder. This, he'll either tap out from this or he'll lift his hips up to take the pressure off. Lift your hips up like that. He'll try to take the pressure off, which actually puts him right into the triangle. And you want to think when you're doing this, if you start, like my hips and feet start way down his body, I'm going to slowly climb my feet up to his neck. Once we start here, I put a foot on his hip, I push him away, I bring a foot across, I push him away, so I'm just climbing my feet up his body. Then I bring a foot inside of his elbow, I bring the other foot up, cross it, I break his grip, I hook his elbow, and then I continue to climb my feet up. And I push my hips into the back of his shoulder here, angle him to the other side. When I get to here, I want to put my head directly above his head, so you shouldn't end up back like this. You want to crunch yourself forward and get your head directly over his head. Lock the triangle. If you need to, you can use your hand to pull this in tighter. And try to get this foot all the way to the far hip. And then once you're here, you can squeeze to finish. And if you're unable to get the finish with a choke, if the guy's chin is tucked or something, then you can attack his arm from here. So again, your feet are gonna start down by the hips, and you need to walk your feet up his body. So think about it, you're just climbing up a ladder. Right? His hands are connected, you need to separate his hands. So back heel hard, pull in, pull the arm up above the head. Think about trying to touch his bicep to his ear. Right? And then I push away a little bit more, curl the leg around the neck. I should be looking straight down at his head, grab my own shin, pull it in. All right, 1, 2, 3.